I have a problem. When I was younger, I remember already wanting to join the space field. Now, at the time, like any kid would do, the way I formulated it was, I want to be an astronaut, which fortunately has grown now and evolved into another version that I absolutely love today. The problem is, even back then, almost 100% of the times this topic would come up, reactions from friends or family would always include one name: NASA. The assumption most people had was that me saying I want to work in space was a direct equivalent to me saying I want to join NASA. But there was a tiny detail everyone seemed to miss. I am not American. More than that, I actually have never been to the US, and whether it was back then or even still today, I have never had any plans to move there. And I remember even back then, there seemed to be a gap between the way I perceived space and the way others around me did. For many people, space as a whole, as a field, was reduced to the frontrunner, the biggest historic player. The same way people might perceive Formula One as Max Verstappen, or boxing as Muhammad Ali, or startups as Steve Jobs, for example. Now, this is no doubt a witness to the excellence of said frontrunner. The achievements they made, the brand they engraved in the history of their discipline, changed them from a participant of the field to the field in the minds of the general public. And this, of course, evolves with time. In those same conversations today, instead of just hearing about NASA, you would start hearing about SpaceX or Elon Musk along the way. But to me, space is different. Treating space like we do boxing or Formula One is cruelly underestimating it. Space is not an activity or a sport. It is now the current border of mankind. It is the spearhead to unlock the next phase of something mankind has never stopped doing: expand. And the highlight I'm making here is not on the word expand like most people would assume. The whole purpose for which I have created Space Caffeine is to highlight another word in that sentence: mankind. Depending on your perspective, you probably support one of these two statements. Space belongs to no one if you believe that mankind is just a parameter in the big equation of the universe. Or space belongs to everyone if you see mankind as a unity that constantly evolves to survive. In both cases, however, the conclusion is the same. Accessing space is an option or an opportunity for whoever in humanity that can reach it. And this is regardless of their nationality, ethnicity, belief system, political situation. The drive to go to space is definitely motivated by economic and political rivalries. Some want to mine asteroids and sell the resources. Some want to establish telecom networks that can cover the entire planet. Some want to be the first nation or group to establish a permanent base on the moon. But this is just how it's always been. We discovered the entire planet that way, for the same reasons and with the same motivations. However, that race is for everyone, and many around the world are already running it every single day. And if I, as a space engineer who works on space-related stuff every day, feel like I'm not seeing enough content about the other space runners, who is doing what these days? What are the stories behind other nations' space journeys? What specific challenges are they facing? If I feel uneducated about mankind's global space race, and if I feel like we talk and look at the traditional space players with little attention to the other 90% of the planet, chances are you feel the same. My goal with Space Caffeine is to inform myself and you about the global space industry. I have already published a video where I take a very general look at the space landscape right now. But the truth is, it was just an intro to prepare myself and my audience for something deeper. And I am currently preparing a series of videos that looks at different space players a bit deeper to increase my awareness and yours about what it actually means to develop a space capacity. Not everyone was a superpower during the Cold War, not everyone started space at the same time, and not everyone has the same problems to solve on their journey to the stars. And now that space is becoming more and more accessible for everyone, I honestly believe that the number of countries, people, or organizations that deserve more visibility has just skyrocketed. The Space Caffeine project is organized in different pieces. First, if you're watching this, you're already aware there's a YouTube channel, which is one of the pillars of the project that I would love to continue growing. Second, there's the Space Caffeine website, where I publish written content and global space news with a focus on worldwide space evolution. The link for the website is in the description. On top of that, I also have several social media accounts to keep people aware of the publications and talk to them on different platforms. And finally, I have also created an Etsy shop where I sell print-on-demand clothing and accessories with space designs that I create when producing content, so thumbnails or article images, for example, or space designs that I simply like and want to share. Again, the link for the shop is in the description. At the moment you're seeing this video, the project might still be in its early phases. When publishing this, I consider that my current output, articles or videos, is just a start for my ambitions with Space Caffeine. and my current to-do list is quite long. But I see this as a long journey. Every research I do, every word I write, every publication I make will be one step closer to achieving this vision. Space is about everyone and for everyone. And although this is just the beginning, I would love to have you on board. So if you do want to support the project, please consider subscribing to the channel, sharing the video, visiting the website, and taking a look at the shop. But before you do that, please consider the comment section under every one of my publications to be a space to directly interact with me, to give me feedback, to express your wishes, experiences, vision, for everyone's benefit, including myself. Thank you for hearing me. I must take off now. Stay tuned.